scary. I'm up close and personal. There you go. Morning, everyone. My name is Audrey. I'm Stitchy Witch 42. And today is the first day of February 2021. I know I just did a video last week, and I was having a bit of a pity me party in my video. And I want to say thank you. Thank you to all of you that left comments. You filled my soul, and I needed it. I've shared that I've been having a rough couple of months, with the transition from the old store to the new store, and then the holidays, and then a couple of weeks ago, our son Philip got COVID. I am so over COVID. I am so over COVID, and I think a lot of people are in the same spot that I am too. We've been dealing with this for 2 years now. We've been self-isolating. We've been wearing masks. We can't meet in large gatherings. We can't see our friends. We can't do this. We can't. I'm over the can'ts. I'm over the can'ts. My son is doing okay. But he's just the most current member of the family who has had COVID. My daughter Erin had it, and because she works from home, my granddaughters and my son-in-law had it to a much milder degree. But pretty much everybody in the family except for Mark and I have had COVID. And anymore I'm starting to feel like it's not a matter of if we're going to get it, it's more a matter of when we're going to get it. We've had the vaccines, we've had the boosters, so hopefully if and when it happens, it won't be as bad as the people who got it at the beginning of this all. But put all of that together, and when I did my video, I was having a bit of a pity me party. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here. I've been doing Flosstube videos now for 4.5 years, and I'm not going anywhere. I started this as a way of documenting my journey, and it became so much more than that because the community has blown up and grown, and I have met so many people in person, online, however, because of this format, that I'm going to continue doing videos. But for everybody who took the time to comment, thank you. I needed those words. I needed them so much, and from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. Now, the other half of that, I was talking about my subscriber numbers. I normally don't talk about the number of subscribers I have, because it's just a number. When I started doing this, if I would have had 5 subscribers, I would have been ecstatic. I have over 2,500 subscribers. But I said 2 numbers specifically. I said 68 to 71. 2,568 subscribers to 2,571 subscribers. I just shortened it for myself, and 2 people called me out on it, and I get it. I may have misled you, and I didn't mean to. But to be honest with you, my subscriber count, what frustrates me the most about it, and I know this is a YouTube algorithm, is that it bounces up and down, and it bounces up and down, and it bounces up and down. Now, if somebody mentions me in their video, I could get 30, 40, 50 new subscribers. But when nobody mentions me, and I'm not saying you have to mention me, okay? And it just goes along as it does. It goes up, it goes down. It goes down, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes up, it goes down, it goes... And that 68 to 71 had been where it was at for months. right after I put that video up, the numbers dropped. And then they dropped again. And then they went up a little bit, and then it dropped. And I haven't looked as of this morning, but the last time I looked, I think I was up 10. So I'm at 2581. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. After you get past the first 1,000 and you can start doing some different things and monetize, and I am monetized, but I don't make I got a form sent to me for taxes for the $132 I made last year off of my YouTube videos. $132. Whatever. The reason I'm doing this video today is because it's February 1st and tomorrow is February 2nd. And here in the United States, that's Groundhog Day. It's the halfway point between winter and spring. Well, the day after I did my last video, I did a Zoom meeting with my friend Sharon. And I wanted to start something new. I had been working on, I just kind of left off talking about the number of subscribers tonight. They don't matter. Those of you who watch, those of you who comment, you're the only ones that are important, and I thank you for it. I'm done with that. I'm beyond it. So we're going to go back to cross stitch. Zoom stitching date with my friend Sharon. I had been working on my Halloween afghan, and I was done with those pendants. I mean, seriously, I got 4 of them outlined, stitched and outlined, and I was done with them. So I decided that I wanted to start a new piece. And I came upstairs and I was going through the stuff behind that door in the crafting bureau. And I found this. I purchased this last year. This is the Primitive Hare's cross-stitch calendar for 2021. And I think I got it from Kitten Stitcher. There are 12 patterns in here. And they are all wonderful. But the one that appealed to me right away was February's, or Candlemas. And that's because it appealed to me because I have been wanting to make a journal for years that encompasses the 8 seasonal Sabbats, or the wheel of the year. Candlemas, another name for Candlemas, is Imbolc, or as we know it here in the United States, is Groundhog Day, which is tomorrow. So I wanted to stitch this one. I went through my fabrics that I had, and I came across this huge fabric that I had that my friend Marcia had given to me. Very rustic-y looking fabric. And all it said on there was that it was an 18 count. I have no idea what it is. It's an even weave, I know that. So I decided to use that. And when I looked at the pattern itself, inside, there's the color key for it. Only one color was DMC, and that's usually what I stitch with. There was 1 Krynic, 3 Gentle Arts, and 1 Weeks Dye Work. And looking at the picture, I chose my own colors based off of those. I'll list those colors down below if anybody's interested. So this is what I started stitching with Sharon the day after my video. This is Candlemas, and this is gorgeous. And at first when I started stitching this, I wasn't sure how these colors were going to show on this rustic-y material, But when I put the border around it, to me it made them pop. And I love the way this is looking. There's little snowflakes around here. There's some leaves up there that I still have to do the vines coming up through. I am loving how this looks. But again, this made me think of the journal that I want to put together that encompasses the Wheel of the Year and Candlemas or Imbolc or Groundhog's Day is one of the Sabbats. So this is what I worked on. This is what I'm going to continue working on until I get it finished. And I am going to leave my video here to show you the second project that I've been working on, which is that journal. So I'm going to stop my camera here and I'm going to switch it around into an overhead view so that I can show you the Yule signature that I have made for my journal and what I have come up with for the Imbolc signature of my journal. Words. Anyway, let me stop my camera here and I will be back shortly. Hi. So for years I have been trying to think of a way to put together a journal that covers the 8 Sabbats of the year, seasonal Sabbats of the year. And what these are Yule, December 20th to 21st, generally December 21st. It is the winter solstice, and that's what this portion of my journal is. The next one is Imbolc, or Candlemas, depending on who you're talking to, which falls on February 2nd, halfway between winter and spring. The spring equinox, Ostara, which is approximately March 20th to 22nd, followed by Beltane. I always have problems saying that one, which is April 30th, the halfway mark between spring and summer, which is Litha, which falls June 20th to 21st. The next one after Litha is Lughnassad. Another one I have issues saying. That one falls about August 2nd. And then there is Mabon, which is the autumnal equinox, which falls in September, the 20th to the 21st, followed by Samhain, or Halloween. So you have the 2 solstices, winter and summer. You have the 2 equinoxes, autumn and spring, and then you have the halfway points between each of them, and those are the 8 Sabbats, seasonal Sabbats of the year. I have had a variety of journals over the years. I have tried to incorporate those into them, and nothing has ever quite felt right until I started working on this one. And it's because I was watching both Pink Oddbird and Release the Crafting that I came up with something that I think is finally going to work for me. So my plan is to make the 8 sections that are going to go into one larger journal. And this is the first one that I have started working on. It's not complete by any means. This is the one for Yule. So being that it is winter, and this one kind of fell into place, I went and bought a package of, well, let me make a bunch of noise here off to the side. I went and bought this package of papers. And there are some fantastic pages in here. And I thought that they might work for some of my journals, my signatures. So I started out with a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. I wanted my journal to be about 5.5 inches wide, by 8.5 inches high. So I cut down the width of one of those sheets of paper, but I left it long because what I wanted to do is fold it up and create a pocket on the inside for putting some things in. And right now, one of the things that I have in here is my template for where the holes go for my signatures. I mean, it belongs in the first one that I created, right? And this journal, this signature, got to get my words right, this signature is all about Yule. So I have gone through and I have done some things like this. Just a sheet of paper that shows what the 8 Sabbats are. And I figured I would show that here because, again, it shows Yule, the winter solstice, December 20th to the 23rd, Imbolc, Candlemas, February 2nd, Ostara, spring equinox, March 20th to 23rd, Beltane, May Eve, April 30th, Litha, summer solstice, June 20th to 23rd, Lughnassad, August 1st, Mabon, fall equinox, September 20th to 23rd, and Samhain, Halloween, October 31st. There will be a signature for each of these. And since this is the first one that I'm working on, this is the one this went in. I found an image that talks about the Yule and Midwinter correspondences, and I put that in there. The postcard that I got from Denise of Neuschwanstein, because this is a wintry scene. I thought it went in here. And that's what I'm doing with these journals, is I'm filling them up with things that correspond to the Sabbats. They may be gifts from friends, they may be postcards from friends, but I am filling these signatures up with items like that and things that represent that specific Sabbat. So, the first thing I want to show you I lost my whiteboard. No, I didn't. It's right here. Is the printing that I did on vellum. And I need the whiteboard so that you can actually see the image. Printing on vellum is something new to me. It was something that I did in the journal that I made for the floss drop cards. And so I have been playing with it, and I decided that I wanted to incorporate at least one sheet of vellum into each of the signatures for this journal. And I'm finding that printing the lighter colors looks better on the vellum than the darker colors, because the darker colors have a tendency to look like they bleed. But I found this beautiful image and I played around and I figured out how to print on half of my sheet of vellum, and then on the other half, which is in the back of this signature, there is a different image. So this is like the inside opening of my signature. While this is the cover of my signature, this is the inside, signifying that this one is for Yule. I think I used 4 sheets of coffee dyed paper in here. I have a doily in here. I have some tissue paper in here. And I have another heavy piece of crafting paper as the center of the signature. But basically I folded them down. I sewed around some of the edges. That was an idea that I got from Pink Oddbird. And I've clipped things onto the edges. I've got a little envelope here with an image that I took out of an old witch's date book that I have. I have used Llewellyn's Witch's Datebook as my day planner for years now. I started doing this in the early 2000s, and I've kept them all. And the whole idea was that I wanted to use images from them in this journal that I wanted to create. That I've been collecting these since the early 2000s. It's 2021. The idea has been floating around in my head for a while. But some of these, because they're a calendar on the back, I took them and I glued them onto black crafting paper. So I made a space where I can write using gel pens. This one is just tucked behind the flap of an envelope. This one has the envelope on the other side, which has things inside of it. This is one of the cards that my friend Lori recently sent me, and it's got a wintry scene on it, which goes with Yule. So I just inked it up and I tucked it in there, and I've added it to this signature. Now, I had written something up here on this signature, and then later on decided that that's not what I wanted right there. So when Denise sent me that beautiful package that had that blue doily in it, which is gorgeous, I peeled each and every one of the snowflake stickers off and I glued them in here because Yule, winter, that's what this signature is embodying. I glued some lace onto the edge of this page. Here is a piece of the tissue paper that I sprayed some inks on, and I did some embossing of snowflakes on there. I don't think I can journal on this because it is very thin. Another one of those stickers from Denise. I made a little pocket here, and I took two more of the cards that came in the package Lori sent me. Both wintry scenes, perfect for this signature. I just inked them up and I've tucked them in here. And right now my idea is just to fill this with tags and pockets and whatnot until I decide to journal on it. When it gets to that point, I don't think I'll be sharing it with anyone. Again, I added some more lace here. I have a paper doily in here with another one of the stickers from Denise. This is a bill envelope. And I shared a while back some little journals that I was making with them. Well, I have a stack of these now, and they are great for journaling. So I left the side open, I made a pocket, I stuck an image inside so that you look inside and you see this one, but when you pull out the tag, here is another image that represents winter with the tree behind it, the snow, some animals, backed it onto a piece of paper, a little bit of inking around there, and it goes into that pocket right there. But then this folds down. So I now have journaling space not only on the back of this page, but I can journal down here on this, or I could add some more to it. The bottom half of this envelope, excuse me, my tummy is rumbling, I left here and created another pocket out of it. Again, I've put a decoration on here that I was trying to print and it came out crooked, and I thought, what the heck, use it anyway. So I used it to cover the back half of that envelope and to create this pocket here, and I have some more little journaling cards. Someone sent me this card, and I don't remember who. I've been trying to figure out where to put it for years, but for right now, it's perfect tucked into that pocket there. This is the back of the craft paper that I'm using for the center of my signature, and I used the other postcard that Denise sent me because this image is stunning, and I thought it fit the idea of this signature. So I used photo corners and put it on there. I took part of how she addressed the envelope and put it here. And then this is the center of this signature. And like I said, these aren't going to have very many pages in each signature, but there's going to be 8 signatures. So it's going to get bulky. My friend Lisa, Prims on Greenway, sent me a box full of crafty paper. And I know that I posted pictures of that on Instagram. I don't think I shared it on my videos, shame on me. But I took some of the velvet ribbon and glued it in place, so I've made a belly band that I can tuck things under. The bad thing about it is that it's not stiff enough to hold anything in there without it being clipped to it or actually filling the size of the belly band. And from Lori, in the box she sent me was this little imagery that looked like a file folder, so I decided to enhance that look. And I've added a title on there, I've put some imagery in here, and I've got some other little pieces all pertaining to Yule or winter that I have tucked in here, which tucks behind my belly band, and then I use a little paper clip to hold it in place. More coffee stained paper, more lace, the other half of the doily, more coffee stained paper, my tissue, the other half of my tissue paper, another thing about Yule, this is Yule magic, and it suggests making garlands using orange peels. Anything that symbolizes winter or Yule. But this picture was too big to fit in here on a page by itself, so again, I backed it on some craft paper, glued it, sewed it down, and then I folded it over, and I can tuck it around the edge of a page and paper clip it in half. And another one of the little tags that Lori sent me that has more snowflakes on it, all winter themed. On this side, I left my piece of coffee stained paper longer so that I could have a fold out here. And I took some of the paper that Lisa sent to me, made another little belly band, but I shoved it over to the side because I wanted to see it behind the folded paper. She had made this tag and put it in the box, and I absolutely love this one, Lisa, because up here it says a graded spelling book, but she's got the hole for the tag punched out right there, so it says a graded spell. Lesson 13. But then she added a piece of paper on here that has the word grateful. And I am grateful to have her for a friend. And this belongs in this journal. So again, when I put it underneath the belly band and I close this flap down, you see a layered look there, which invites you to explore and see what's underneath the fold. On the last piece of coffee stain paper that I have in here, I have a little paper bag. And this also came as a gift from another friend. This came from Daleen, so grateful. She sent me a little Christmas present, and it was wrapped up in a paper bag. And what I did is I simply cut this edge of the paper bag off so that I would have a pocket there. On the front of the paper bag, she had used this little holly sticker to hold down this red twine. And I very gently pulled up that holly sticker so that I could pull the twine further down to where I wanted it. Like I said, I cut open that side, and I've created another little pocket that paper clips around the edge of a page, And there is a pocket in here for me to put a journaling card. On the back side, look at this one. I love this one. Here is another journaling card I made by taking an image and gluing it onto a piece of coffee stained paper and then sewing around it so it can go inside that pocket there. Another image out of my Llewellyn's Witches date book that I can tuck behind that. And then the very last page is the other half of the vellum. And again, a very pale colored picture of crystals hanging from a tree branch, all embodying winter or Yule. And then the back pocket, this has to be one of my favorite images in here. I found this image on Pinterest, and I know that these are not public domain images, but I'm using these images for myself, so I don't have any problem with printing them for myself. I wouldn't sell or use them in anything that I was going to sell. This is my journal. But this is the embodiment of a horn god. Saint Nick, Santa Claus, Thor, Cernunnos, any of them. I love him so much. Again, I put him on black craft paper, glued and sewed. I can write on the back here with a gel pen, and I just think he looks fantastic tucked in the back pocket of my Yule signature. Okay, so the beginning part of my video I was talking about the cross-stitch piece that I am currently working on, which is Candlemas, which is another name for Imbolc, which is another name for Groundhog Day, February 2nd, tomorrow to be exact. So I wanted to play with some more vellum. I want to have a vellum page in each signature. And I went down and I was going through the images that I had, and I found this one. And she is just absolutely beautiful. The whites, the blues, the yellows, these are the colors of early spring to me. And like I was saying, with the darker inks, I see it here more in person than I think you'll see on the camera, but it's bled a little bit up there. Whereas the lighter colors don't do that as much. And I'm learning to play with the printer on how to position the pictures so that I got this image over on this side, so when I have it in my Imbolc signature, it will be the first one that you see. And then on the very back, I put this image, and that will be the back of the signature. So this will be the front, this will be the back, inside another cover like this. I just haven't figured out what this part of this signature is yet. So I was going through and I found some other images, and I started playing. Well, I've been playing with this part for a couple of months now. The first thing that I created for this signature was this little Brigade's Cross. On the pattern that I'm stitching, and I have to be very careful about stretching here because of the way I have my tripod set up. Okay, right there, that's the pattern that I am working on. And up here in the corner is a Brigade's Cross. I got the idea to try to make one of these out of paper a couple of months ago, and I posted this on Instagram when I did it. This is just 4 strips of paper folded in half, and then I embossed one side of it, and by putting these together, one over and then inside the next one, which is over the next one, which is inside the next one, this is the hardest thing to do. Well, not really. But that goes through that one goes through that one goes through that one goes through that one, and they hold each other together. This will go inside that signature. And I could take it apart and I can journal inside of it, I can journal on the back of it. That was an original idea for this signature. I have found other images online that I want to incorporate. Brigid, who is Irish mythology, and some of the signs and symbols of her are the Brigid's cross. Holy wells, serpents, flames, corn dolls, spring. So this is going to be the theme of this signature. I have found some other images on Pinterest, and again, since I'm using this for myself, I don't feel bad about using these images, but all things that incorporate this Sabbath. This is another image out of one of my Llewellyn's Witches date books. It shows the seed under the earth and springing up through the ground. Right now, all of my bulbs are starting to come up. My snowdrops, my bluebells, my tulips are all starting to come up through the ground. And it's only February. I have a gold doily that I'm going to put into this one. This was another gift to me from Dawn, Frosty X Stitch. So that will be incorporated into this signature. Another image of Brigid. And this one I'm thinking what I would like to do with it. Just how I had this page fold out here, I'm thinking I would like to sew this onto a page and make it a fold. So it's a work in progress. And then this image. And I have to tell you, I really, really, really love this image. And I'm going to read to you what this one says, because this kind of shows how Imbolc, or Candlemas, or Groundhog's Day are all the same. Imbolc, I-M-B-O-L-C, and the B, from what I understand, is supposed to be silent. So Imbolc is also the day the Kali gathers her firewood for the rest of winter. Legend has it that if she intends to make the winter last a good while longer, she will make sure that the weather on Imbolc is bright and sunny, so she can gather plenty of firewood to keep herself warm in the coming months. As a result, people are generally relieved if it is a day of foul weather, as it means the Kali is asleep. She will soon run out of firewood, and therefore winter is almost over. I think we've all heard something similar with Groundhog Day and Puskatani Phil seeing his shadow or not seeing his shadow, meaning that there's 6 more weeks of winter. There's 6 more weeks of winter. And the last thing that I have so far for this signature is this. It's another little pocket that I made this morning out of a bill envelope. I actually watched a video this morning of a woman creating one of these and came upstairs and made one because I had to. But this is just a bill envelope that one side has been cut down to create a pocket in here. When I was working on my vellum and trying to figure out where to put the placement for this on here, I was practicing on a sheet of paper and then decided to go ahead and use that image and create a journaling card. Backed it on some craft paper, sewed it down. It goes inside my pocket here, And all I did with this is collaged all over it. No rhyme or reason, just colors and random scraps of paper to create this pocket that ties shut, that will tuck in to the signature that incorporates all of these and other pieces. So this will be the second, this will be some of the second signature in my journal that covers the wheel of the year, or the 8 Sabbats of the year. So let's go back to the other portion of the video, okay? Hi, I'm back again. So I've shown you the cross-stitch piece that I've been working on for Candlemas. I've shown you what I have been working on for my Wheel of the Year journal that I want to create. That's going to have 8 signatures in it, one for each of the major Sabbats of the Wheel of the Year. And I think that that's pretty much all that I have to share today. The response that I got from everybody about me doing a Mill Hill video, I am putting together the things for that, and I'm hoping that I might actually be able to start that next week sometime. So, again, thank you all so very, very much for watching my video. Thank you for all of the comments that I received on my last video. I'm not going anywhere. My stomach is rumbling. I think I need to go have lunch, put these videos together, and get it uploaded. And until I see you all again, live long and stitch on, my friends. Bye-bye.